Hello there, my name is Dick Wyn, and in this channel I talk about tech, food and lifestyle. Today I'm going to talk about the resources that I personally use to learn programming and computer science. This video is sort of a continuation of yesterday's video where I talked about how I started my programming journey. So shortly after I finished my first computer science class in college, I started spending time outside of class to read up and learn about new programming languages and technologies. Not because it was required for my degree per se, but it was more of my curiosity to understand how software and hardware works. Also, it was closely related to the tech vlogging that I was doing a lot back then, which included a lot of reading up on new software releases from tech giants like Microsoft, Google, or Apple. Like I remember when Microsoft announced Windows Phone 8.1, I went on this rabbit hole of learning C# and understanding Microsoft's universal Windows platform that enable apps to run on both desktops and phones using a single unified codebase. And all of that learning has never really stopped since then. I remember when I first floated the idea of doing a computer science degree, my mom would tell me that I need to prepare myself for a lifetime of learning because technology gets replaced pretty frequently. In some ways, that is very true, but I would argue that any career will require constant learning in order to keep up with the times. It's on the same spectrum of lifelong learning, which is a topic in of itself, and it's something that I plan on doing a video in the near future. So give this video a thumbs up if you want to see that video. Furthermore, the years of learning that I've accrued was one of the motivating factors for me to kickstart this video series and even this YouTube channel. For years now, I've been reaping the benefits of other creators and vloggers out there sharing their knowledge about programming and computer science, whether it be something small like how to loop through a JavaScript object, or something big like an innovative new way to implement client-side caching. I thought that it was time that I share my opinions and inspire someone out there to start or continue their journey in computer science and programming. And that idea of inspiring others really is the main call to action for Computer Science Education Week, which is the entire theme for this video series in case you haven't figured that out already. All throughout this week, I'll be uploading videos about my journey in learning computer science, so go ahead and hit the subscribe button and bell icon so you don't miss out on any of those video releases. Now I'm going to continue this video by touching on some of the useful resources that I have utilized over the years, not just to learn programming, but also to keep me motivated. The first being Twitter. Twitter is a social media platform and it has consistently been my most favorite social media platform. The reason why I'm listing Twitter as my main resource here is that it combines two important things that keep me motivated, which is a sense of community and a constant stream of new ideas. Like recently, there was this tweet that gained a lot of traction on Twitter, which was about how you can judge the experience level of a developer by whether or not they edit their code with a mouse. And the reason why I'm bringing this up is because I personally use a mouse to edit my code. Like, I am aware that keyboard shortcuts are available, but I consciously choose to use a mouse. It just feels faster to me. But that's not the point I'm trying to bring up here. Within the reply section of that tweet, a long list of responses reassured to me that I'm not the only one that edits their code with a mouse. Some responders had harsher tones than others, but the general consensus was that there's no apparent superiority between the ways to edit code, whether you do it through a mouse, trackpad, trackball, keyboard, or a combination of input methods. And this is the community that I mentioned earlier that surrounds Twitter. Having a supportive community is especially important when you're just starting out to code, or even if you're a seasonal developer like me. Coding can get notoriously frustrating, and without a supportive community, one could easily just give up. Another great example of this sense of community is with the hashtag 100 Days of Code challenge, which is a challenge that encourages people to code for at least an hour a day for 100 consecutive days so that a strong and consistent habit around coding is formed. It uses Twitter to ensure accountability for those participating and also serves to inspire others on Twitter to start their coding journey. Not to mention, there is a lot of what I would call developer influencers that utilize the platform to openly talk about their experiences, whether it be an innovative new way of approaching a problem or just some water cooler topics like the dangers of pushing to production on a Friday afternoon. Like really, pushing to production on a Friday afternoon is something that you should reconsider. A lot of things can happen and you don't want to cut into the start of your weekend trying to fix issues in production that you just pushed out. But anyways, I'll go ahead and leave a link right below that like button for my Twitter list of developers that I follow so you can check them out if you're interested. And speaking of people to follow on Twitter, you can follow me on Twitter at dickwyn. My tweets are a mixture of random rants about a variety of topics, and I do occasionally tweet about some fun moments while coding, so go ahead and follow me on Twitter. The next resource that I commonly use is Google, the search engine, and I'm pretty sure that every developer out there uses Google or any other search engine if Google isn't their thing to look for answers. For me, I Google answers at work on a daily basis for even simple things like how to loop through an array of objects or how to write a switch statement in JavaScript. It's not because I don't know how to do it, it's just sometimes when I'm heavily invested in a solution, I tend to get like tunnel vision on the exact syntax for performing an operation. And as you know with code, syntax accuracy is extremely important. Adding to that, once you start searching for answers on Google, you start to see a pattern of websites that have the answers you need. Through this process of searching, you can come across some developers that are doing some amazing work for a specific programming language or technology, and that's one of the ways how I find new people to add to my Twitter list of developer influencers. But the bottom line here is that it's okay to Google for answers and copy the first solution you find to your own code or solution. Just make sure that you're trying to understand the code snippet that you just copied and not just copying it blindly. Apart from Googling, YouTube is another resource that I used a lot. There are a lot of YouTube channels out there that are dedicated towards teaching programming. One of my all-time favorite channels is CS50, which is lectures for Harvard's Introduction to Computer Science classes. The video lectures are easy to understand, and the best part is that I can always rewind or speed up the video if I don't understand something or I'm playing it as part of background audio. This is YouTube after all. Other YouTube channels that I've enjoyed learning from over the years include but not limited to The New Boston, Computer File, Fireship, and Traversy Media. For me personally, 95% of the programming tutorials that I have watched over the years are on YouTube. Every now and then I do venture off to another online learning website like Udemy or Frontend Masters, but that's usually because I want to support a specific developer or creator that made a course on that platform. Let me know down in the comment section below what is your favorite resource for learning computer science and programming, and what are some things that you do to keep yourself motivated and excited about programming. I'm excited to hear about them. And as Bill Gates once said, learning to write programs stretches your mind and helps you think better. The big takeaway here is that the more you learn, the easier it gets. I totally understand that the learning curve for computer programming or computer science isn't the easiest to overcome. I too was once a beginner, and I had to push myself to not give up and to continue trying. The resources that I mentioned in this video are for the most part free, and all of this is made possible by the amazing community of developers from all around the world. And those resources helped me a lot to become the developer that I am today, and I'm happy to begin contributing back to the community, so expect to see more technical videos on this channel in the near future. And before I go, if you want to show your support for this channel, give this video a thumbs up and smash the subscribe button and bell icon so you can be notified on future video releases like this. Also make sure to check out my other videos in this Computer Science Education Week 2020 series where I talk about my other experiences learning programming and computer science. Until next time, everyone stay safe, stay at home, happy holidays, and I will catch you in the next video.